Universal Orlando Resort for over 5 years, you are listening to the unofficial Universal Orlando podcast.
Hello everyone and welcome to episode 213 of the unofficial Universal Orlando podcast. I'm your host Lee, and joining me as always is my beautiful wife Tracy.
Hello.
And my awesome friends from across the pond, Mr. Darren Schmidt.
What's up, Internet?
And the other one, Hunter. Hello, Hunter.
Thank you, Lee.
I was trying to think of something witty to say, but I couldn't, so whatever.
No, you're good. You're good. So how's everybody been?
All right.
Pretty good, I have to say.
Things are going very well. I will put it out there for anyone who doesn't follow us on Facebook and Twitter. We have officially been invited to the Halloween Horror Nights opening media event this coming Friday, and Darren and Nina will be representing us and the Dead Man's Digest there, so go and follow them on Twitter and follow them on Facebook and Instagram and stuff, because they will be reporting from the event live throughout the night.
Yep, and Travis will be our Al Roker for the evening. He's going to be in the event, but not in the actual media event. He'll be at the opening night on the outside. So he'll be posting pictures up of the scare zones and stuff on Instagram all throughout the night. So
we're tackling it
should
from
be
all
pretty
sides.
Awesome.
Yes, cool. Before we get into everything else, there was something that Tracy, you felt we should broach at the very beginning, didn't you?
Mm-hmm, absolutely. A week ago, sadly, we lost one of our own. The lovely, inimitable Barry Gornall sadly passed away. It was a big shock for many of us. He was only a young lad. And I mean, I haven't written anything down here. I'm just speaking. It's still a big shock, as I'm sure it is for many, many people. And I just wanted to express how sad I am, for one. And I don't know whether Nicola ever listens to this, but if you are, I don't really know what to say. I've spoken to her. You know, we're so sorry. It's just
it's awkward to know what to say. I mean, if you go back, I think one of the first emails we ever read out on the show was Barry, so he's been with us right from the start.
He has. I mean, a lot of you will know Barry from the Facebook pages. You know, a lot of you were friends with Barry.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was the first person to add me as a friend after I joined the podcast, just directly related to me being on the show, and messaged me and, start up a conversation. So, it is definitely devastating. Super sad.
Yeah. It's because we spoke so often, every day he's popping up in my Facebook memories.
Yeah.
You know, he was a class clown, but had a heart of gold. And he's going to be very, very sadly missed.
Absolutely.
So I just want to, mention it. I didn't want to let it go without mentioning something. So, yes.
Right. Well, on with happier things.
Yes.
We have some Producers Club birthdays. So, Tracy, it's over to you again for happier things this time.
Yes. Well, first of all, there are some belated birthdays.
Yes, because we haven't done these for about 3 weeks, I think.
No, so big apologies. But happy birthday to Tom Williamson. Your birthday was August the 30th. And Craig Darling, whose birthday was September the 10th. And then birthdays coming up, we have Lonnie Clay on September the 15th. Charlotte Roberts on September the 18th. Chris Haynes' birthday is September the 21st. Our very own Mr. Darren Schmidt has his birthday on September... I can't even read how you've written September there. September the 22nd. Not that I need to read that, because I know that one. And Chris Lepresto, September the 23rd. Joe Wallen is September the 25th. And Matt Tucker is September the 26th. That's a lot of birthday cakes.
Happy birthday, everyone.
Happy birthday.
Thank you, and happy birthday.
Okay, moving on. It is time for a Florean Fortescue's ice cream debate. And this one comes from Eric.
Hi, unofficial Universal Orlando podcast. This is Eric O from USH Today. I recently made a trip to Universal Orlando Resort back in mid-July. It was an absolute blast, and of course, I had to get an ice cream from Florean Fortescue's Ice Cream Parlor inside of the Wizarding World of Harry Potter Diagon Alley at Universal Studios Florida. So my final verdict is the Butterbeer ice cream. Well, thank you guys so much. I enjoyed the show, and congrats on 208 shows now. Have a great day, guys.
Oh, yes. It's about time we got some love for butterbeer ice cream. I think that gives it 2 now if you include mine. Oh, no, it's got 3.
It might catch up.
Apple Crumble's still winning, then chocolate chili, then salted caramel blondie, and then butterbeer, and then the rest are nowhere near.
That sounds like the way it should be.
Yeah. Right, of course. Thanks, Eric. Thanks for sending that as in. I'm glad you had a real good blast. If you're interested in Universal Hollywood, definitely go and check out Eric's blog, USH Today. And don't forget that we still want your ice cream debate entries.
Absolutely. So, if you want your vote to be heard, just record us a message on your phone telling us who you are, where you are from, and which is your favorite Florean Fortescue ice cream flavor. And go ahead and email those to us at podcast@uuopodcast.com.
Alternatively, you can go to speakpipe.com/UUO podcast and record your message there, and it'll come directly to us as well. Or for even better results, of course, you have to record that from the Wizarding World.
Absolutely.
Or alternatively.
Actually, we've got at least 6 in the bank already. Peter, this one seems to have really taken off, so we've got
People
quite
did not want to hear that one from Craig.
Right. It is now time for the news. Now, we are going to talk about this a little bit more later, but we now have an official opening date for Toothsome. So, this one is from Jay, live at Universal Orlando's City Walk.
This is Jay with a news update for the unofficial Universal Orlando podcast. I'm here with my daughter Katrina, and we're standing right outside of the Toothsome Chocolate Emporium and Savory Feast restaurant, which is currently in open preview mode, which means the schedules are uncertain and unpublished. Cast members are in technical rehearsal. Reservations are not accepted. However, Universal has recently announced that the grand opening for this steampunk-inspired restaurant will be on September 22nd at 4 p.m. when they officially open for their first dinner. The next day, they will schedule regular restaurant hours, which will be 11 a.m. opening for lunch, continuing on through till 11 p.m. So the grand opening for the Toothsome Chocolate Emporium and Savory Feast restaurant, scheduled now for September 22nd. For the unofficial Universal Orlando podcast, I'm Jay Toth.
That was cool. Jay just messages that, and I was like, okay, I've already got that in the news, but why not use that?
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah,
Right.
great.
We are going to hear much more about Toothsome Chocolate Emporium later, as Darren, Travis, and Nina got to visit very recently, so we'll have their full review later. So the main news for this week's show is that there has been some changes to Universal Orlando's annual passes. So, Tracy, tell us about it.
Right. Well, Universal Orlando have updated the annual passes with price rises, new benefits, and even a new pass. So alongside the Power, Preferred and Premier passes, guests can now purchase the Seasonal Pass. And this pass has block-out dates, which are from the 21st of December to the 3rd of January, the 8th to the 22nd of April, and the 10th of June to the 13th of August. And this ticket effectively replaces the Power Pass. Now, the Power Pass still has block-out dates, but they've removed the summer blockouts, and it now gives you 50% off parking. That's okay. And the Preferred Pass now gives you early access to the park, but block-out dates apply to early admission and free self-parking, as well as the usual benefits. And then the Premier Pass includes early admission to the parks with no block-out dates, and then the usual benefits. So the prices for non-Florida residents are Seasonal Pass, $284.99, Power Annual Pass, $344.99, which is up 36%.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. The Preferred Annual Pass is $384.99. Want to change the prices, which is up 12%. And the Premier Annual Pass is $539.99, which is a 10% increase. So if you want to find out more, go to UUOpodcast.com.
So go on then, you two are the two with annual passes. What do you reckon to this?
It's not too bad for me because I got the premiere, so it went up 10%, which isn't horrible, I guess.
Hunter, you've said that you can't afford to renew your annual pass this year. Is the seasonal pass something that potentially you would look at?
Possibly, but honestly, by the time you drop almost $300, why not just spend the extra $100 and get the preferred pass again? Now, one thing I did not know, the preferred pass does not include parking anymore. Is that correct?
Yeah, it does have. It has free self-parking.
Okay, good.
But the blockout dates
in the
to
statement
that.
in there, it says, but blackout dates apply to early admission and free self-parking.
Yes.
Yeah. So blockout
Okay.
dates for parking.
No, that's just the way I've written it. The blockout
right.
dates apply to early admission. It gives you early access to the parks, but blockout dates apply to early admission, and you get free self-parking. I've
Right.
written
That's
it
not.
wrong.
Yes. Idiot.
Yeah, that's a little confusing, and I still haven't exactly figured out what I'm going to do with my pass just yet. I do worry that in comparison to some other stuff that I enjoy doing, maybe there's not quite as much value in the Universal Pass at this time for me. But that's something that I'm going to have to really sit down and crunch numbers on and see what we're going to do.
Because a lot of people I've seen people complaining that this is the second time in 6 months that they up the prices of the annual passes. Do you think this is because of Volcano Bay?
I don't think Volcano Bay is going to be included with that. I guarantee you there's going to be a pass on top of the Premier Annual Pass that's going to be Premier Pass plus water parks or something along the lines. It's the same system as Disney.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're just leaving money on the table. They might be taking that extra money to put into Volcano Bay, but I'm really worried that maybe they're outpricing themselves. And it really comes down to what you're looking for. I love the Universal Parks and I love going to the Universal Parks, but I think for a little bit more cash, I use my Disney Pass a little bit more lately.
Yeah.
So I might have to start alternating every other year, but I'll have to see what we decide to do.
It's quite interesting because I've heard a lot of talk lately that due to the Zika virus and Brexit over here, that they're actually expecting sort of the beginning of September and sort of leading up to Christmas and stuff to actually be a slow season again. So it seems strange.
It hasn't been.
Really, I know, because
Don't forget, a lot of people have had their vacations booked
true.
before that, before the Brexit and everything. So most of us book
Might take
18
a little
months,
bit
2 years
longer.
out.
It'll be interesting to see maybe like what next summer's turnout is. Now, I believe I was listening to Disney Dish, who so kindly gave us a plug a couple of weeks ago.
Yes.
Thanks for that, guys. But I think Jim said the Disney hotels experienced like a 30% decline in attendance.
Right.
That might not be the right number, but it was quite substantial. So I do think the Central Florida tourism has been affected by some of these things going on lately. And, not only Brexit and thing, but I guess just social climate things as well. So it'll be very, very interesting to see what happens.
Very. To hike the prices up 12 and 6 to twice in 6 months with this potential downturn starting and potentially carrying on for, well, we don't know, do we?
I'll be interested to see if they use this to actually reward their pass holders a bit more, because let's be honest, Disney, you pay a lot of money and there are not a lot of annual pass benefits. Universal has started to get into that, like the after hours event. But like Darren said, by the time it felt like the after hours event started, it was pretty much over. But on the other hand, that's something I don't think they've ever done anything like that before, at least not for a long time. And that's something they didn't have to do, but they still did. So if they can reward their people with this 12% price increase or this 10% price increase, I think most people are going to stay on for it. I do absolutely think the reason we're seeing these events now is because they knew a price increase was coming on down the line. I remember messaging you guys the next morning and I would be like, they totally planned this out. They did the after hours event to totally say, hey, we've got some awesome benefits coming in, but yeah, we are going to jack up the price.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, Darren, do you feel that, you visited that annual pass holder event? Do you feel like that was a test?
I feel like it was something that was thrown together pretty quickly. To have that event, and like Hunter said, it being a 2-hour event was kind of you can't do a lot in 2 hours.
You get in the queue for Kong, and that's about it, huh?
But that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Do you think they potentially did it for a short amount of time to sort of see what the interest is and see the logistics of it before rolling it out in a bigger capacity?
Yeah, that, or it's just the social media team, just trying to do some of those things, because this is a whole month. The whole month is Passholder Appreciation Month. Other than this, right now we've got early access for Halloween Horror Nights, which is something they do every year, but they've kind of tied that into the Passholder month this time. And then they've, I think the other thing is just like big discounts on hotels on site.
Yeah. Hey, it's interesting when we look at the two major theme parks, which are going to be, or the two major resorts, which are Universal and Disney. Like even Disney's doing, if you're a pass holder, you can get 50% off of tickets for friends and family now.
Yeah.
So Lee, like you were saying a minute ago, I absolutely think there's been a decline in attendance, and they're doing whatever they can. If you keep rewarding your pass holders, then they're going to bring more people. They're going to get their friends to sign up. Well, you're bringing in more merchandise and food revenue.
Yeah, because those annual pass holders are going to become your bread and butter.
Yeah, I don't think Universal Orlando, or especially the Magic Kingdom or any of those parks, it's never going to be like a Disneyland type situation.
No.
Or a Busch Gardens Tampa style situation. But I think the annual pass holders might become more important. I just hope they don't price themselves out too much, where I've seen a lot of posts on the Facebook group, which, we talk about. It's a very vocal minority in there, even though there's thousands and thousands of people in there. People are like, I've been a pass holder for forever, and the rates I was locked into forever ago, you guys are kind of just throwing that loyalty to the wayside. So I think there's a couple different ways to view it.
It's interesting. It's certainly, I think, because I've looked at buying annual passes, or at least buying one for when we've come out, just to use those benefits. I looked at it last year for the discount on Horror Nights tickets and the hotel room discount and stuff like that. I wonder how that will play into people purchasing them coming over from the UK as well now, as with that. Yeah.
But I think there's always like different coupons and things you can even use to get a better rate even without, an annual pass. Like maybe the annual pass rate's better on hotels and things like that, but is the annual pass discount on Halloween Horror Nights tickets better than like the Coca-Cola and the Burger King discounts?
Yeah, I think that it's that thing for us coming over, though. You're looking for something that's going to give you benefits on more than one thing. So the food, the merch, the hotel, it's a sweeping discount across many different things.
Yeah.
So it'd be interesting to see if that plays into it.
I think the Coca-Cola discounts and the Burger King discounts and that kind of thing only for Florida residents.
Right.
I think it's Georgia too now. I think it's extended out.
Okay.
Right. UK or anything.
Darren, you and I have talked at length. I don't think we're ever going to see benefits like Busch Gardens or SeaWorld style come to Universal, because they don't need to drive that amount of traffic. But I still think they're kind of the gold standard for annual passes at this point. So maybe they're working together and they're taking a couple of things from those other parks.
Yep. Yeah, you've seen Disney giving away more like giveaway things, like for Food and Wine. You go 3 times, you get like a tumbler.
Yeah,
a glass tumbler from them, and they did the photos for the Spring Fest thing that they do. So Flower and Garden. They had like the prints that you could get. So and then Universal doing this kind of thing for the pass holder appreciation. I think it's showing that they're definitely going to lean on us a little bit more, I think, through these hard times.
Yeah.
Right.
Which is fine. Go right ahead. I'll be there.
Cool. Well, one last thing. Actually, Hunter brought this up. I wasn't going to put it in, but he was quite interested in discussing it, and that was a recent thing that happened with a girl called Jessica Cox. So, Hunter, do you want to take us into it?
Yeah, I don't think, honestly, I have a lot to address, because I do think there's a bunch of valid points to the story. But just kind of the basic layout of it is, there was a guest named Jessica Cox who visited Universal Orlando back in November of last year. and she was not told, or excuse me, she was pretty much told that she could either ride very, very limited attractions at the resort. So she has no arms. So she was not able to continuously grasp with at least one upper natural extremity, which is what stated in the park policy that you can find in park and online prior to your visit. Her park ticket was refunded, though, but she has now filed an administrative action against them. She's not going to receive any money if she does win her case, but it will affect park policy on guests that do have different abilities like this.
Yeah, I know she's one of them. That article you sent on Theme Park University, Hunter, that she's an extreme woman for someone that doesn't have any arms, because she's a pilot and she goes scuba diving and all sorts. Of fair play to her.
Good for her, yes. That's good. She should not let this disability stop her.
I remember when I sent the article to you guys, especially in that Theme Park University, she kept stating, hey, I can do this at Disney, but I can't do this here. And I was like, well, it's two very different extremes as far as the experiences that one park provides versus the other. But there is some stuff that doesn't make sense to me. So, for instance, if she can ride the Mad Tea Party over at Disney's Magic Kingdom, why can't she ride something like Storm Force Acceleratron? From what I understand, most of the problem comes that Universal just completely has one blanket policy, and it's not for each individual attraction. So, hey, if you're not able to grasp something, then you're not allowed to ride this.
No, I mean, if that's what you're going to fight for and win is to get on Storm Force Acceleratron, I'm sorry about that.
Yeah,
but I mean,
absolutely.
I mean, ultimately, that's going to be one of the only attractions that you're going to be able to go on. The safety restrictions are there in place, for Universal, for safety and for insurance, I'm sure. There's a lot of people that could. I feel pretty confident that I could hang on to the outside of Spider-Man and ride it through and probably be okay. But they're not going to let me do that.
No.
Yeah,
because it is against the safety policy and restrictions and that kind of thing. And that's kind of how I feel about this one. It's unfortunate, yes. And could she get through it? Probably. Yeah, probably. But I mean, do you really want to risk that?
Probably is not enough, though. Is it really, when it's somebody's safety? Probably is not enough.
The Theme Park University brought it up very, very clearly. They said, maybe it's not about being able to ride the ride, but it's this what if you are in an emergency situation and they've got to rescue you like they've had to do on Rip Ride Rocket for 600 times. Just about to bring up, and you do not have anything to grip onto or help that person grab you.
Yes. Yep.
That's more what this is set up for, instead of, we know you've got a harness, but what happens when that harness comes off?
Right.
Yeah.
I think Universal, it's a case of once bitten, twice shy. They've had issues before we'll go back, what was it now, 4 or 5 years with Dragon Challenge. I think they've had those issues and don't even want to give themselves the slightest opportunity to be sued or whatever under any circumstances. So it's like, look, this is our policy. At the end of the day, they're a private company. They can do what they like.
But also,
right,
Jessica had said, I can ride all these rides at Disney. They are two completely different parks. Disney is family rides. It doesn't have the extreme rides that the Universal parks have.
Yeah, and I do think it's a bit different to compare.
So if it's the coasters, which I believe it was one of the coasters she was trying to get onto,
I don't know.
Which had shoulder restraints. I can't remember. I haven't got the facts in front of me. Well, Disney don't have anything like that for her to have been able to ride in there.
Rock and Roller Coaster, Expedition Everest, Big Thunder Mountain, Space Mountain, I suppose that's
Big
it.
Thunder Mountain's a lap bar. So really, technically, nobody needs arms to hold on to that.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's you're being restrained by your legs with that one.
She stated she was able to ride everything at Disney.
Everything. I find that hard to believe.
Yeah, well, the only ride that's even comparable to a Universal experience is Rock and Roller Coaster. I mean, you can talk about Space Mountain, but Space Mountain at its top speed, I believe it's 28 miles per hour. it just feels exponentially quicker because you're in the dark and you've got all the lights and the sounds.
But
Big
also
Thunder Mountain Railroad, I don't think it's a heck of a lot faster. Those are much more tame experiences in comparison to, I think it's 65 or 55 that the Hungarian Horntail track gets up to.
Yeah.
And they're also a lot higher.
Yes.
Yeah.
They're a lot higher.
And that article that Hunter sent had this was all, the policy is put in place because of a guy who was a double amputee, right?
Yes.
I
yes,
believe
that so, yes.
fell out of I believe it was one of the Ohio attractions, actually fell out of there, or a Six Flag. So, and that was put in place because that actually happened on the coaster, so I don't know how you can look at that and say, it should be up to the ride individually if something like that is at risk.
No, it's, there was something recently, wasn't there, as well? I'm trying to think which park it was. There was a father who was wanting to sue because his son was too short. I think his son's a little person.
Okay.
And he wanted to sign a waiver
To say he can go on
say he
it,
could
and
go on
I've said
everything.
it's
And they said no,
wow,
because
okay.
it's the height restrictions are there. It's
For
the
a
same
reason,
thing. And then
yeah.
he was threatening to sue. I think he dropped the case in the end.
Oh, I hope so.
But it's the same sort of
crazy.
thing.
I'm okay to risk my child's life on this. No problem.
It's safety at the end of the day. And also, as far as my understanding goes, the guy who had said no, the employee, not a park suit or anything like that.
Yeah,
the
he's just
employee,
going
it wasn't
by-
even the supervisor,
Yeah.
was the one who said no, and he got a lot of flack for that.
He's
is
just
my
going
understanding.
by.
And he's just,
this is a policy I've got to adhere to. I'm sorry, but
that's his job.
But I agree with what Hunter
when-
said. Sorry, Tracy, that
Oh.
it doesn't make sense. Like, you can understand the coasters, but why it should be a blanket rule
Yeah, I
across
understand
everything.
that.
Like, surely
Yeah.
you can ride Cat in the Hat
Well,
or
she
Zeus Trolley
said
Train
that
ride.
she went to go ride Shrek 4D and they put her in a non-motion seat. Like,
Yes.
that doesn't make much sense to
Yeah.
me
No, but-
personally. Like, I definitely
That's
think there.
ridiculous.
And, I do give Miss Jessica a lot of credit. She's not out for any sort of
Yeah.
No,
monetary gain or anything. She's just like, hey, hear me out on this. And that's why I said I definitely don't want to seem biased one way or another. I definitely see points for either or. But I think one thing that people forget is the ride manufacturers set very, very specific standards for who should and can't ride certain attractions. So Universal is it is up to them to maintain that ride manufacturer that ride manufacturer standards, because otherwise they're at fault.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I have a lot of sympathy for her. I do, because it must be very disappointing to go expecting to be able to ride something and you can't.
Right.
But for the bigger rides, I understand. It's I see both sides.
It will
That's what
be
I'm trying to
interesting
say.
to see how it plays out.
Yes.
And she's even said, like, I've read several statements and everything. Like, it doesn't feel like there's anything malicious or anybody's out to get each other. She's just like, hey, I'm happy to work with you if you want to have some expertise on a subject like this and how we can go about improving this. So I think at the very least, if something comes across and she wins her case, then maybe it's for the best, and that'll help a lot of other people enjoy these parks that we like so much.
Absolutely. Right. Well, speaking of said roller coaster, this is time to head over for another Autism at the Park with Maureen from Rip Ride Rocket.
Hi, this is Maureen Deal with Autism at the Parks, reporting from Universal Orlando Resort for the unofficial Universal Orlando podcast. And today I'm at Universal Studios, Florida, standing outside the Hollywood Rip Ride Rocket roller coaster. And this is a thrilling coaster for those of you who are brave enough to ride it. And it's one of the newer ones here at Universal Studios. Its height requirement is 51 to 79 inches. And you must be able to transfer from your wheelchair, although they do provide a device to assist with your transfer. Guests with certain body types and shapes or size may not be able to fit comfortably on the attraction with the ride restraints, so be sure and check out the seating out in front of the attraction before standing in the queue. And this has been Maureen Deal for the unofficial Universal Orlando podcast, signing off from Universal Studios, Florida.
I'll do what Darren and Hunter do and just ignore it altogether.
You can barely hear the people getting evacuated off the ride when she was recording that.
Well, I like it, so I don't care. Cool.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not the first time you've had taste.
Oh, I don't know where he's talking. Tracy's looking there. Is he talking about you there, dear?
I don't know. Maybe another one I'm not talking to.
Thanks again, Maureen. And of course, if you are planning a trip to Universal Orlando to ride said Rip Ride Rocket, then you can take the hassle out of it by giving our sponsors a call.
Fairy Godmother Travel can take care of all of your Universal Orlando vacation needs at no extra cost to you.
So if you want to come visit me at Walt Disney World, they can also help you with that because they are authorized to be a Disney vacation planner as well.
Yep, you can contact them today by phone on 832-284-4002 or toll free at 888-939-642-539 or go to fairygodmothertravel.com.
And please,
That's a lot of digits.
it is. And please let them know you heard about them because of the UUOP. Because every referral made through us helps us continue to bring you the best weekly Universal Orlando podcast.
It certainly does.
Yes.
Because we are the best.
Absolutely.
Now, we did mention it at the beginning that the new Toothsome Chocolate Emporium and Savoury Feast Kitchen will officially open on September the 22nd at City Walk. And Darren, Nina and Travis visited during previews. So we're going to head over to Darren to hear from him on the show. But first off, he did actually record their live thoughts. So we're going to go over to Darren, Travis and Nina at Toothsome Chocolate Emporium.
Hey everybody, this is Darren.
Nina.
Travis.
And we just got done eating at Toothsome's for our first review. Overall, I'd say it's good.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah, but we do recommend maybe appetizers, drinks, milkshakes, or I don't even know. We didn't have a milkshake, to be honest. We filled up on food. But we had, what did we have? We had the kettle chip nachos to start out with. They had the kettle chips, the queso, the pulled pork, andouille sausage, peppers. I think that's about it.
Yep, it was very good.
Yeah, that was awesome.
We also ordered that chocolate bread.
Yes, the chocolate almond bread with salted caramel butter.
Give it a shot. I know it sounds like dessert for appetizer, but it actually pulls off as an appetizer. Very good.
It is. Now, up to that point, and then I had a chocolate old-fashioned, which was really good as far as the drinks go. Of course, that taste will vary on that one.
What's in it?
Chocolate and fashion.
Whiskey.
But old-fashioned, not new fashion.
Whiskey.
Yes.
Large drink menu was pretty nice, even though you're the only one that got something off of it.
Yeah. The appetizers we got were, the appetizers were really good, but the main courses were okay.
Yeah, I agree.
Not great, but okay.
I had the steak blue cheese flatbread. It was humongous. It was pretty good. It's just it overpowered blue cheese, and I'm a fan of blue cheese, but I felt like it overpowered, so I ended up just picking off all the stuff I liked, spinach and the mushrooms and the steak.
Yep. And I had a blue plate burger, and that one had the burger. It had meatloaf.
Corn.
It had corn. It had garlic mashed potatoes, and all that on a burger. There will be a picture on the blog of me attempting to bite it, but it was okay. I'd say like the burger quality wasn't amazing. It felt like a standard like Universal burger.
Yeah.
Travis, you had the bacon burger, right?
Right, yeah.
Yeah, which was actually like $1 more than mine somehow, even though it had like half of the ingredients.
Yeah, I wasn't a huge fan of it, especially the bun. I wasn't a fan of the bun, which, the bun's the same on all the burgers, but
yeah,
I didn't like it. It felt like it was a little too dense and not, hard to describe, but I wasn't a fan of the bun.
Yeah, so all in all, I'd say, appetizers, drinks, it's a good place to go for that, but as far as your entrees goes, there are definitely better options around Universal for it.
Yeah, the ambiance is really nice. I think that's what a lot of people go for, you go for the theming, and because they knocked it out of the park with the theming.
Yeah.
Obviously, this is still in preview, so the food will get better. Definitely let them know what you thought, and that'll help them improve.
And we did have a manager come by our table, which was nice.
Yeah.
To ask how everything was.
And we sat on the second floor, and there is two stories, and we were by the window. It's a very, very beautiful view of City Walk. Complete panoramic view.
Yes, amazing view. So we'll have that up on the blog too. A nice picture of it. But so overall, would you recommend it?
Yes.
I would too.
Neck and neck with Antojitos.
Yes, and even if you don't come in for the food, definitely go just to check it out, the theming and everything. It's probably the most themed restaurant I've ever been to.
Yeah.
For sure. So, all right.
Right, Darren. Now elaborate on your review.
Yeah. So, really, what it boiled down to was we had a really good time with like the drinks and the appetizers and things like that. The entrees were not up to snuff as of right now.
Now, it's interesting because I was listening to Orlando Now today, and Ryan Kennedy was talking about, and he had the burger that you had, and he said it is the best burger he has had on property.
Okay, yeah. I don't believe you.
I suppose if it was in previews, though, things are still getting tweaked.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, and he could have gotten a really good one, and I got a not so great one. It's definitely possible, but I mean, me and Travis both had burgers on it, and the actual burger portion on the same ones were the same kind of patty. So
right.
That's really what I found was lacking.
Darren, let me ask you real quick, because I know you've been over there. I think you've been over there 1 or 2 times. Have you had a burger over at Sports Grill yet?
I believe so. Did I have a burger that night?
Do you know what? I've just done the same. I can't even remember what we had.
Remember, I had
So if you did, it wasn't that memorable. The only reason I bring it up is, honestly, I've been really, really happy with the hamburgers I've had over at Sports Grill. So I was wondering if they were comparable or about the same, or.
Yeah, I'm thinking I might have, because I usually go for a burger, but I don't know.
I'm with Darren. I genuinely cannot remember what we had.
Yeah, but honestly, I really would rather have had a Krusty Burger.
Really?
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, they are good.
Yeah.
Now, Darren.
Yeah, they are. They are. It's not totally knocking them.
No.
Darren, why did you not try a milkshake?
Because we already eaten too much food.
Right.
We got to plan for these things better. But the chocolate almond bread, which was really like seriously the highlight of the whole place. If you go in there to get anything, just get that. It's $2.95 too. It's like extremely reasonable.
Yeah, I've heard
Sounds
it's
amazing,
really
and I don't
good.
do chocolate.
Yeah, it's the salted caramel butter. Or the what is it? What's the butter again? Sorry.
Yeah, salted caramel butter. It knocks the Universal printed butter out. I'm sorry for top butter. Universal.
Darn.
Yeah, it is. It's amazing. It almost tastes like cheesecake.
Wow.
Okay.
In and of itself, and then you're putting it on this chocolate almond bread it's literally chocolate baked bread that has like veins of more like molten chocolate running through it.
Wow.
Ooh. Yeah.
So Darren, take us. Let's go from the start and like entering the restaurant. What was it like? Like let's have a full review. So rather than talk a bit about, so when you entered, how was it from like aesthetically? How does it look on the outside? And let's go that way through in the servers and stuff.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, outside of the building is amazing. When you walk in, it's going to be something that draws your eye in City Walk now. And that's pretty hard to do with everything else that they have there. Yeah. But it even pulls away, I think, a little bit from Hard Rock in how really stunning the outside is. When you go up to the front, you've got a big, huge rotating door, which is fun and dangerous and exciting. Because it's giant. You can fit like 6 people in each section, I think, if not more. And then 2 safety doors on the other sides if you're not feeling adventurous. But once you walk in, you've got the main area where you can check in or where you ultimately go when you get called up. They use the same reservation system that all the other ones in City Walk do. So you give them your phone number and they text you when your table is ready. Otherwise, I guess you could just hang out and they'd be able to notify you. But because I know a lot of people from over there aren't coming with cell phones, so I think they do have alternatives in place, though.
Yeah, I was just thinking that. I wondered, like, if us going over, we would have a phone, but it wouldn't be attached to a network. So I wondered what they would do.
Yeah. So when we were going there, it was previews, so it was packed and crazy. Yeah. We actually went there as soon as it opened, like around 11 o'clock. First, and just went to the chocolate side of things. They have like a chocolate shop, candy, and that kind of thing. on one side, and then they have the shakes on the other side, shakes and sundaes, and a couple of other different kinds of like ice cream, cold treats.
Okay.
On the other side, and then straight, like I said, straight in the middle is where you go to check in. So the candy shop on the side is pretty amazing on its own too. It's all themed to steampunk as well.
Yeah, I've seen the pocket watches. The pocket watches look awesome.
Yeah, they have chocolate pocket watches. Really strangely, they have a chocolate bottle cap and bottle opener.
Okay.
They have like really strange, like odd household items done up that way. But yeah, just all made of chocolate. They have some like weird candy combinations, like lollipops that have like hibiscus in them, or like cilantro and sage.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Oh no, I've had hibiscus syrup before. It's lovely.
Okay.
Yeah. The candy floss that they have there is also interesting. They have like one that was like chocolate espresso. They have the problem with that one was the labels had all come off. I think people were stealing them actually.
Okay.
They run out of them, and there's no actual names of what they were on the jars. So they had an employee there that you could ask, like hold up and be like, "What's this one? Oh, okay. What's this
awkward.
one? Oh, all right." Yeah. So they had like that. They have key lime pie, candy floss. They have like a lot of different, like really interesting varieties that we'll be excited to try.
Yes, I need key lime pie.
Like little novelty things, like they have these like lollipops that are shot glasses on the top.
Cool.
They're just candy. Just things like that. And then they have a lot of like steampunk like hats and monocles and whatnot. They do sell a fake monocle there for like $8.
Hunter, you need one.
I saw that.
A monocle?
Yes.
I'll make it happen. I'll add it. The bougiest of dinner dates, right here.
That would be awesome. And one of those hats as well. We need that.
Yeah. So, that's that area. The ice cream parlor area is really nice too. It looks like a, late 1800s setup. Something that could have come out of like like the Victorian or maybe even slightly like an Old West area because they've got like the brass bar, that kind of thing. So that area looks really nice. It was packed, of course.
Yes.
There was like a queue going through it like crazy.
Full of bloggers.
Yeah. A lot of people taking pictures of things and not eating them. Then, we left and came back at about 3:30. Dinner service started at 4. And right when we got there was the perfect time. Basically, we got in line. We were probably behind about 15, 16 people. And they ended up splitting the line up into 3 different lines. So we were able, we were like 3rd or 4th in our line to get there. So we were seated pretty quickly after 4 o'clock, but the line was very quickly by like 3:45, the line was going out the door.
Wow.
So,
wow.
Yeah. And it's a revolving door. So that's very difficult for a line to be going through there.
So that ice cream parlor, Darren, that's completely separate. You can go in and just go to there.
Yeah. Yeah. You can just go to the ice cream parlor. You can just go to the candy shop. Those are completely separate. And even through testing, those have been opening up at 11 o'clock.
Oh, good. That's good. So you're effectively getting 3 things in one.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
That's cool.
And when we went first, Nina and I actually tried some of their specialty candies. They have things like beer and bacon and that kind of thing. Chocolates, absinthe flavored chocolate, which was interesting.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Nasty.
So basically black licorice, if you know.
People don't drink absinthe for the taste, am I correct? You drink it to like lose brain cells.
Exactly. It's just a novelty to have it.
Yeah.
And it's definitely pricey.
I suppose it fits with the theme.
But
yeah.
Yeah. But the chocolates are no pricier than like your high-end chocolates here. Like they have like William Dean chocolates. They're pretty relative to the same price, like 6 pieces for $12.
Okay.
But the more you buy, of course, the less it costs. So they did the texting thing and we kind of hung out, jammed over in that candy area until our table was called, which thankfully was quickly. And like I said, we went upstairs, and when you walk into the initial area and like that's where you've seen, I don't know if you've seen the lights that are like domes that have fiber optic lights going out all throughout them.
They're absolutely
like
stunning.
really cool.
Yeah, they look like those little Tesla balls things. What they called, Trace? Those touchy plasma balls. They look
That's
like little
the
plasma balls.
We had this conversation.
Yeah, recently.
Yeah, kind of like that. No like electricity running through it or anything like that, but still pretty neat. And that's like a really cool main feature of the eating area. I never was at NBA, but I'm guessing it's pretty similar. It's a circular seating area at the bottom on the ground floor,
Right.
and they've got these screens on the walls that are like they've got to be 106, 107 inches at least. That they have steampunk things going on them. So yes, Universal even incorporates screens into the restaurants now.
Wow.
Do you have the one of the 3D glasses?
Yeah, you do. You get them. They buzz when your table's ready.
It's actually, when you sit down, it's just a saltine cracker. But when you wear the glasses, it's a full 3-dimensional meal. Maybe that's why you were disappointed with it, guys.
Yeah, didn't have his 3D glasses on.
Very dense. The densest air you've ever enjoyed.
But yeah, they've got those upstairs as well. And upstairs has a really nice bar there. You can sit right at the bar upstairs as well, which I figured would be a pretty good idea if you want to, if you don't care about, actually sitting at a table, because the waits are probably going to be pretty long just to begin with.
From how you're describing it, Darren, it feels a little like Antojitos.
Yeah, there's a little bit of that vibe, but I think that it looked like they were filling up the second floor before the first floor, so they're definitely favoring that one for the views, I think. Because the views are really nice, and they've actually got walk around characters as well. You've got Penelope, who runs the place basically.
Yeah,
she has.
So she comes
costume.
through.
Yes.
Yeah, she actually walks table to table like a character meet and greet and talks to people and interacts with kids and things like that, which was really neat. Takes pictures with the Brocat, Todd Ellsroth. I saw on the Producers Club quite a bit. But they and she's got a robot companion that travels along with her, so he's also featured. He was downstairs. I think it's too dangerous for him to go upstairs.
Maybe,
yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, and then I guess every once in a while they're both downstairs together, interacting in front of the guests, and probably keeping them calm and happy until their tables are ready. Essentially,
yeah.
But
did you get to interact with them?
it's cool to see. The Penelope came by the table and just asked how everything was. She moved by pretty quick because just three adults there. There were a lot of tables with kids around, so she hung out at those more often. But she made sure everybody was having a good time. And like I said, it was a preview, so the manager came by as well, just asking how everything was and how our server was and that kind of thing. And our server was great. Nothing that I don't think there's anything that anybody did wrong in particular. It was just they're all still learning and getting in their groove. So
especially with it being as busy as it is, because let's be honest, it's going to be as busy as it is those opening sort of 2 or 3 weeks, because all the bloggers and podcasters and people are going to descend on it, and it's probably never going to be that busy again.
Yeah, well, I don't know. It really, because of how it draws you over there, it's pretty significant, and I think a lot of people that are heading over to Islands of Adventure will stop by for sure.
Yeah,
and
because as soon as you walk in, it's one of the first things you can see going through City Walk.
Yeah, and I cannot underestimate that. It is huge. It is really, really big. So.
It's sad because I don't think they're ever going to I don't think they're ever going to be able to recapture the crowds that NBA City Sports Grill once had.
I once saw 3 people walk in there at the same time.
And then they all walked right back out.
Yeah. I think it's that thing that because it's got the steam coming out at the top and like the cogs moving on the front, it adds a whole different dynamic to City Walk as well, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because you've got that kinetic energy up top too.
Yeah, and like I said on the review a little bit, they've got a lot of chocolate themed everything, just experimental things, but they've got a lot of standard, variety stuff too. And I heard the people that tried stuff like the steak said it was pretty great as far as steaks go, but it is $50 a plate. So
wow,
it's one of the more expensive things. They also have their menu is insane. It's a huge hardcover book. It's like an atlas, I should say. It's more comparable to that. But there's so much on the menu, from the shakes and sundaes, and they've got waffles and crepes as well because they do a kind of a brunch all throughout the day. And then they've got your standard burgers, and then like I said, like steaks and chicken and that kind of thing as well. It's pretty extensive on the menu.
Do you think the food quality is going to suffer because they've got so many items? Do you think it would be better just keeping the desserts and say 2 pages of food instead of 6 pages?
Well, if they want to focus on the dessert, I would say it would have been smarter to cut down on some of the other like entrees that they have. Like focus on other things. Instead of having the flatbread and all these different things all together. And I think they could reduce the portion sizes on some things like that flatbread, because it was like the length of the table. It was ridiculous how big it was. And they could reduce the portion on that and then reduce the price on it a little bit too. That would be nice, because it was pretty pricey for what it was.
Darren, were you wearing your Dead Man's Digest shirt?
I was indeed.
The reason that flatbread was so long, they're like, you know what? He's probably going to camp out. Put his flatbread in a sleeping bag. We got to make sure he's ready.
Yeah. Do you think that menu could be as big as it is, Darren, because they'll put so many things on, see what hits and what doesn't, and then eventually maybe sort of tweak it down.
That's a good point.
It would be good if they did that, because like a more focused menu, like Hunter said, is always preferable. I think that's why I like Anahito so much, is because their menu is pretty simple. They've got 3 or 4 different kinds of things that they do very well. So
exactly what you just said. So I'd rather have 20 all really, really good items versus 60 kind of mediocre meh.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see how it evolves.
Definitely appetizers for sure. Those kettle chip nachos were amazing. That bread is amazing. Definitely really cool.
Excellent.
So where does it sit on your City Walk restaurants list now then, Darren?
Just because like the ambiance and everything in there, it definitely kicks it up a few notches above a lot of other things. So Anahito's is still towards the top of the list, and I'd say probably maybe NBC under that, and then Toothsome for me.
Awesome. Well, I, for one, I think I've said it before, I think one of the things that Disney has over Universal are those themed dinner experiences. And that's why I hope this really does succeed, because it'll show them that they can do it, and there is a market for it, and they will do it elsewhere.
Yeah.
Cool.
One day we'll get there.
It's killing me at the moment, I'll be honest. But yes, we did also receive an email from listener Kelly, who also visited Toothsome recently. So Tracy, would you like to read Kelly's email?
I will indeed. Hey podcasters, my husband and I have just returned for a wonderful week-long vacation in Orlando, and we need to send you a big thank you. I emailed you back in February, right after we purchased our annual passes, asking how we should plan our trips differently now that we can come and go from the parks as much as we want. We did what you said, slowed down, took our time to walk around and really see everything, and it was awesome. I felt like we were seeing so many details for the first time, even though this is our 3rd trip. In the past, we've always been in such a hurry to cram everything into a few days that we've missed theming details all over the place. We sat down for a few drinks in Finnegan's, checked out all the Universal-themed ornaments in the Christmas shops, and people watched over coffee and pastries at the Croissant Moon Bakery. We also set aside an entire afternoon and evening to enjoy the Cabana Bay pool, and we're very glad we did, because the weather was beautiful. We didn't get to ride every ride, but slowing down the pace of our trip made for a much more relaxing vacation. We ate at the Toothsome Chocolate Emporium twice and loved it. The food was great and the service was even better than the meal. The first night we were able to get a table with a short wait. On our second visit we went to the upstairs bar and found seats there with no wait. The bartenders were all funny, helpful and made us feel welcome. We met Penelope and Jacques, and when they were coming round to greet guests at tables. We didn't try the milkshakes, but we did try several of the chocolate cocktails, and they were all really good. I can't say enough good things about our experience there. It is a must-do for anyone planning a trip. Thank you all very much for all the good advice I've picked up from your show. I look forward to laughing with you every week. Thanks, Kelly in Raleigh, North Carolina.
I remember Kelly's email, actually.
Yes, I do. Yes.
Well, I love it when people get back in touch.
It's good when you know that your advice actually did help.
Yeah. Because I think some of the times it doesn't.
Yes, but she's made my day, because I know now that somebody else has stopped and taken in those details, so I'm now a happy bunny.
But yeah, it seems to be. I think the one contentious issue going back onto Antojitos, Toothsome, is the milkshakes. I've heard lots of people say they're quite watery. They're not
Right.
very
Not thick.
thick. And the shakes...
very flavorful.
Yeah, I've heard that. And it seems to be they've put more effort into the
look of them.
stuff on the top than the actual milkshake itself. And they're
Right.
expensive for what they are. I think they start at $12, don't they?
Ouch.
Yeah.
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 So here, let me throw this out real quick. So there's 12 months in a year. I just found this out. Graduated kindergarten the other day. What if every month they had a theme? Because Toothsome is completely owned by Universal, right?
Yes.
It's their original idea, their original property. What if every month they had a specialized drink themed to a Universal attraction or a specialized milkshake?
That would be awesome.
You could have the Incredible Hulk Green Mint Smash or something.
Yeah.
Banana one for Kong.
Yeah. Or Minions. I
Or
kind of
Minions.
already got one of them. We shouldn't be discussing these drinks yet. That's next week.
It's a great idea. Universal, you're free to use that idea. Just renew my pass for me. I'd appreciate it.
Awesome. Cool. Well, I hope everyone, if you do check out Toothsome, that you enjoy it. In case, go on the Facebook page or tweet us and let us know what you thought of it and send us your pics, because I'm one for a glutton for punishment for people torturing me with pictures of places I'm not, but there you go. Well, that'll be cool. So, right. Got anything to add at the end?
No.
No?
Mm-hmm.
Not for
Again,
me.
don't forget, follow us on...
Excited for next week's episode.
Oh, yes. We will talk more drinks. But yeah, don't forget, follow at Dead Man's Digest and on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and all the rest of it, as we will be covering the Halloween Horror Nights media event. Or Darren and Nina and Travis will be covering the Halloween Horror Nights media event on Friday night, opening night. Darren, are you excited?
I am very excited. Unbelievably excited.
I am gutted because we're not going. And that's why I will be living vicariously through you three. So, for the best Halloween Horror Nights coverage, you know where to go. The at Dead Man's Digest. Actually, as this show comes out, there was an episode went out yesterday, and me and Jade were on it, so there you go. For an interview I recorded last year.
Right.
Yeah. Finally got there.
Yes, cool. Right, that's going to wrap up episode 213. So for Eric, Maureen, Nina, Darren, Hunter, Tracy, and Kelly, I have been Lee, and we will see you back here next week for some more drink-related stuff.
That's it for another unofficial Universal Orlando podcast. Make sure you never miss a show by subscribing on iTunes, and while you're there, please leave us a rating and a review. Listen to us on Stitcher, Google Play, and all your podcast apps. Email us with any questions or comments to podcast@uuopodcast.com, or even better, record your message at speakpipe.com/uuopodcast. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and Pinterest, keyword UUO Podcast. Check out our blog for even more content at uuopodcast.com. And finally, our sponsors, Fairy Godmother Travel, are here to help with all your Universal vacation needs. So check them out today at fairygodmothertravel.com. Well, that's a wrap. See you next week.